Hi there, Eric Bakker, the naturopath from New Zealand. I'm back again. I'm talking about enzymes. The question is, can they cause skin problems? Let me just correct this light. It's a bit better. It's hot here. It's summertime. It must be about 100 degrees outside. I've got the air conditioning on. Right, skin problems. We've spoken about signs and symptoms of pancreatic deficiency, or stomach insufficiency, or just basically digestive enzyme insufficiency. Many people link an enzymatic deficiency or a problem in that respect in the body with bloating, with gas, with constipation or diarrhea. But what if you've had this problem for some time? What if you can't remember, when it all began? You've had bloating and gas for a while, but then eventually developed other symptoms. This is not uncommon. If we extrapolate that, if we have a look initially at what happens in the body, things tend to ramp up. Little things happen, small subtle things, and then they ramp up to be more chronic problem. Often at that time medical aid is sought, medications are revised or taken, and then the symptom may be initially suppressed, but then other symptoms will occur, and again more medications come in. So when you have an enzyme deficiency, especially if it's not corrected, and it's particularly if the stress is not abated, and the person doesn't understand, or recognize the need for eating good quality food, fermented cultured foods, plant-based foods, low crappy fat diet, lean meats, and things like that. If they don't really understand it, they keep going and going and going, eventually they're going to get a lot of other problems. A lot of problems. Most people, it's estimated, studies have shown that up to 60% or more of people with enzyme deficiency end up with SIBO, small intestinal bacterial overgrowth. About half the people I see with enzyme deficiency have a yeast infection in their gut, candida. It's not uncommon. They may have also other types of yeast like trichosporon, for example, is quite a common one I see. So what happens? You get the deficiency problem, you end up getting leaky gut, SIBO kind of problem, or maybe candida comes along for the ride, and then you end up getting, with the leaky gut particularly, an immune-mediated response to foods that you're eating. You may find if you've got an enzyme deficiency that there are certain key foods you can't eat anymore. It could be like parsnip, or it could be like a baked potato, or it could be pumpkin, or it could be avocado, or this could be some key food that you go, oh, every time I eat that I get bloating and gas. Or I get cramping pain here in the abdominal area. I can't tolerate that food. And then I get greasy, foul-smelling stools. That sounds like a pancreatic insufficiency problem. Very common for people my age to have a pancreas problem that's slightly sick or weak. And then they get all these kind of crampy pains and gas and diarrhea or loose motions. And then they push that food aside. They say, I don't want that. But the leaky gut, which a lot of people have, will set up an immune response with particularly trigger foods. Often protein foods, because remember, it's often the proteins that break down to amino acids that trigger immune-related allergic responses. And then you're going to get itchy skin, eczema, all sorts of problems with your skin. Scratching could be scalp, or you could get dandruff related to it. Psoriasis is, over half psoriasis cases triggered through yeast infection. Lots of people, dermatitis and eczema I've seen, have had Campylobacter or food poisoning. But so many people get skin problems from antibiotics, which really, really can wreck the gut and trash it bad. Antibiotics, basically, there are about 7 classes of antibiotics. Some are designed to rupture and destroy the bacterial cell wall. Others will speed up or degrade enzymatic control of bacteria, which will actually render certain types of bacteria useless. So antibiotics are a key one I see that destroy the integrity of the gut, increasing the intestinal permeability, increasingly set up, this antigen-antibody response, and then boom, the person gets a skin problem. It happens all the time. So if you've got a skin problem, get a stool test done. Go and see your naturopathic physician or integrated medical doctor and get a comprehensive stool test done. Please do it for yourself. And you'll be stunned to find there could well be different yeasts or SIBO-related bacteria there. And once they're cleared up, the skin problem goes, it disappears. And then you don't have to go to the cream specialist anymore, the dermatologist. Catch me in the next video. Thanks for tuning in.